Hey guys, so when we run an aperture priority, the camera's doing some things automatically, and that's what we need to discover. What else is the camera doing for us? Okay, let's check it out.
Click, 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 click and a pick it. Click, 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 click and a pick it. Click, 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 click and a pick it. Click, click, click.
Okay, so we have some major and some minor settings that the camera is controlling. And we really want to be concerned with three major settings, okay? And the first one is called the ISO. The ISO is how much light value is getting onto the sensor. The camera is either letting in a lot or a little, okay? And the next one is the shutter speed. How fast the shutter is opening and closing, okay? So we have three main settings: the aperture, the ISO, and the shutter speed. And they all work together, but we have to kind of break it down and learn how the automatic intelligence, the AI, is choosing those numbers. And once we look at those choices in a few different situations, then we can make our own decisions of where we will start our baseline settings for when we are doing a shoot. Okay, let's check it out. All right, so now we're going to look at what the camera is automatically adjusting for. Okay, so if you look at this, we're in AV, we're in aperture priority. It's showing us a shutter speed of 1/40th to 1/30th of a second. It's showing us that our aperture opening is f3.5. It's letting in the most light that this lens can let in. And our ISO is running at 400. Okay, now the ISO is how much light is hitting the sensor. So how fast the shutter is opening and closing, and how much light is actually getting to the sensor. Okay? Alright, so let's do a test. Let's put Mr. Monkey at the end here, and let's see what that comes in at. Okay, so we'll focus. Well, it's not beeping yet, so let's see what's going on. Let's put him like this. Do-do-do-do. Okay, let's try that. There it goes. Alright, so let's see what Monkey's running at. He's running at f130 for a shutter speed. Our aperture stayed the same, f3.5, and our ISO is at a value of 640. Okay, so those are the three things we're going to be concerned with right now: the shutter, aperture, and the ISO. Okay, now let's try a different subject. Let's use Joe Cool. Joe's so cool. Let's see what Joe's all about. Okay. Let's see if I can get him propped up here without him falling over. Don't have a good backdrop. Okay. So same thing. We'll focus. Alright, so it's a little different. So if you look at Joe's settings, he's at 1/30th of a second. Same aperture priority, but the ISO changed a little bit. He's at 500. Now, it could be because Joe's colors are different, white, red versus a little bit darker colors for the Monkey. In any event, that's what we're going to study. That's what this lesson is about, studying what choices the camera is choosing for the ISO and the shutter speed when you are at a given aperture opening. So when you choose aperture 3.5, what is the camera choosing for a shutter speed when something's not moving and when the light is at a certain lighting? Okay? Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to make 3 different sets of 5 photos each, okay? Now, for each 5 photos, we're going to have the same theme. And what we're going to do is, for the first 2 photos, we're going to take a picture of something that's not moving. Take a picture of a plant. Take a picture of a pencil. Whatever. But 2 things that aren't moving. And then the next 3 photos, I want you to take something slightly moving, something moving faster, and then something moving very fast. It can be a person walking kind of slow, walking faster, and then walking really fast. Now, I want you to do that 3 different times. The first time, I want you to do an early morning shoot. Okay, so for the first 5 photos, do early morning. The next one, I want you to do it in the brightest time of the day. So preferably when the sun's at the top of the sky. So 1-ish in the afternoon. And then the last one, I want you to do the shoot in the evening at your home with the house lights on. I want you to take a shot of somebody maybe walking through for the action, and then 2 still shots for the still ones. All right, so that's your homework. Now, once you have your shots, record each value for each shot. Record your aperture setting, record your shutter setting, and record the ISO that your camera chooses, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up basically an index of what your camera is choosing with motion, no motion, and certain lighting situations. That way you have kind of a baseline of where to set your camera, okay? But you need to see it and you need to understand what the camera's choosing first. And then we can either alter that later or break it down to understand it. And then I'll give you the parameters of what most people feel is a normal parameter in a certain given situation. All right, so take your photos, and tomorrow we'll explore the next route, okay? Okay, I also wanted to mention, if you're using a fixed lens, then your aperture, we can keep that easily at 1 position. But if you're using a zoom, either use it fully zoomed out or fully backed off, okay? Now, you could also do an extra set of photos and record the values with your zoom out or with it in and give you a little bit better understanding. All right, so those are my thoughts. And tomorrow we will go to the next step. All right, so if I've helped you, throw me a like. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and let's grow together. Thank you.